Good morning, my friends. Welcome. Hey, I missed you all last week. I was out of town, but I hope you enjoyed the Now Wow or Holy Cow video I had for you. I'm happy to be back, and today we're going to be creating with scraps. Raise your hand if you have way too many scraps. I know we all do, so we're going to create some really simple cards. And I don't want you to get engaged and married to the measurements that I have, because that's not the point. We're just going to use up some scraps. My cards are identical, but I want you guys to have some fun. We're going to create both these cards today. And as always, I got some of the most amazing ladies in the whole wide room joining me. So I've got Brenda. Brenda's out in Idaho, and she is over there on YouTube. So she'll be answering your comments on YouTube. Christina, well, she's actually downstairs, but she's here and she is answering your comments on Facebook. So welcome, my friends. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
I'm feeling guilty right now when you said how many of you have lots of scraps, because you know me. I do not. I am a tosser.
Okay, but since we're on that subject, I want to share, I know it's not Tuesday, but I'm going to share this Tuesday tip. I was creating yesterday a card, and the cardstock was pumpkin pie, and I wanted to stamp a background all over it. I'm like, do I want to use pumpkin pie ink? That's going to make it really bright. And I'm like, well, what about petal pink? What about peach pie? And I'm like, I don't know which one. You know, that was the greatest thing. I pulled out a little scrap like this and just stamped on the end of it to go, which one do I like best? So I thought that was a really great use of scraps, especially those little ones. Now, I'm not talking this, you guys. Don't be holding on to your little 1/2 inch by 1 inch pieces. But, you know, you get some little maybe 1 by 3 inch pieces. And that was really handy to stamp on it when you're trying to decide maybe what color to use. And here's the other thing. Just because it's pumpkin pie cardstock doesn't mean you have to use pumpkin pie ink. You could pull in like Flirty Flamingo and get a whole different look. And so, yeah, that's something I started doing with my scraps too.
Well,
okay, so before we get all into it, I was going to tell
you, did you look at the calendar?
What?
It is the 27th of June.
How?
Have you guys got your orders in for your bundles?
I was like, what? What is this? Is it some national holiday I missed?
No, it's like the sale is almost over, and I still have a list.
Yeah, so all the bundles from the catalog bundles, they're already marked 10% off, but now Stampin' Up's giving you another 10% off. Guys, that's everything in that new catalog. Fantastic time to stock up on some of those things that you love. We love to save, right? It's like our favorite thing when we can find a good sale. And it ends on the 30th. So if you've got items,
do not want to miss this deal.
Yeah, I know. I don't know about you. I bought a few. I've already bought a few before they were on sale, but now I got all the other ones that I'm like, I want to go ahead and get these while it's a really good deal.
Yeah, I have a list, and I'm going to do that this afternoon because I've seen the date.
Because the month is flying.
How'd that happen, guys?
I don't know. I'm teaching church camp next week, and it snuck up on me, and I'm like, oh, I need to get that put together. Like, wow.
Christina's teaching a drama camp.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
It'll be
super fun.
A little high school. So, yeah. Well, listen, if you think we're just chatting just because we miss each other, we actually like to give everyone an opportunity to get onto the live. So if you're here going, oh my gosh, are they ever going to start to stamp? Yes. And if you're watching the replay, you can just scroll forward until you see my hands, and then you know we're stamping. So, but let's see. We'll give everybody, you know what? It's 5 after. I think we'll go ahead and jump into stamping. All right.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. Remember,
good.
If you've got questions, Brenda is over on YouTube. Christina is over on Facebook. Ask your questions. They love to chime in and let me know what your questions are so I can answer them while I stamp. It's really hard to stamp and read. Not my gift. So here we go. We're going to get over here to our card. So I've done some really fun stamping on the inside of my cards as well. You guys, I know you're asking for the masculine cards, and I was happy to create this one. But tell you what, friends, let me move that out of the way. We're going to start with this wonderful, festive, happy birthday one. Now, if you have signed up for my newsletter, you probably recognize this one. I actually did the tutorial in the newsletter for this card. And I don't know about you, it kind of reminds me of 4th of July. Only I use Berry Burst and Misty Moonlight instead of Real Red and, oh, I don't know, maybe what a Blueberry Bushel or something. So it really kind of looked like fireworks, didn't it? But I was kind of going for just some fun pinks and purples in here. So before I get too far into it, I want to let you guys know there's a free download that goes along with the video. So you're going to have all my supplies, you're going to have my measurements and photos so that when you're ready to recreate the card, you can. Remember what I said at the beginning. These measurements are not set in stone. I want you to just grab your scraps, okay? Just grab some scraps. Don't get married to these measurements and just create. It's actually a lot of fun, I promise you. If you need to come back and watch the video, you can click or scan the QR code, however you're viewing the download. And then if you're in the United States, friends, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And you can order, if you click this graphic, you'll see everything on here and you can order any of the items that you need. Remember those 2 bundles that they are available. I'm only showing the stamp sets here because I'm actually not using the bundles today, but I am going to show those to you since they are on sale. All right, guys, let me move this out of the way and we're going to get to stamping. Okay, so already I can't find my stamp set. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to use the Round We Go stamp set. I gotta tell you, this was one of the first things I ordered. It is also available as a bundle. And this die right here makes this incredible rosette. And you've got all kinds of fun circles. It really is a fantastic die set. But we're focusing on scraps today. So we're just going to use the stamp set. But remember, 10% off the bundle through the end of June, another 10%. Okay. So I think this one, after you see what we do with it, this one might just be on the top of your list. All right. So we're going to start with a basic white thick. I always like my card bases to be the basic white thick cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Easy peasy. I've got some pieces here of just basic white. And I've got a 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go for the inside of the card. And then I got a couple pieces here. So I have a 1 3/4 by 4 and a 3/4 by 2 3/4. That's going to be for my sentiment. Again, your sentiment, you might need to adjust that. Then we've got, again, let's pull in some scraps, just some fun scraps. So I've got a couple Misty Moonlights here. I've got a 2 by 4 1/4. And a 1 by 3. This is Pretty in Pink, which I thought went so well with this. Pretty in Pink, a 1 3/4 by 3. Berry Burst is a 3 by 3. Again, don't marry your measurements. These pieces can be anything you need them to be. All right, with that, how about we start with some stamping? 3 ink pads today. There we go. Some Pretty in Pink, some Berry Burst, and some Misty Moonlight. I'm actually going to start here with my Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to be working with a photopolymer set. And you know, a lot of times I forget to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. I love my Pierce mat. I love it. I don't know why I just don't always think about it, but I'm going to bring it in today. All right, Pretty in Pink ink pad, and we're going to start here with this fantastic little starburst. So I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to start here with my 4 by 5 1/4. This is for the inside of the card. Now you can also start with a Berry Burst, but sometimes I like to start with the lightest color. And I'm going to stamp in Pretty in Pink. And yes, I've got grid paper underneath me because I'm kind of stamping off the cardstock there. And now I'm going to bring in that, let's see, that was a 1 3/4 by 4. And this is the front focal image. And we're going to add some little Pretty in Pink burst there. Okay. Now we're going to bring in our Berry Burst ink pad. And I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp. Although the Berry Burst is so dark, I probably don't need to. But, you know, let's be safe, right? And I'm going to ink this same stamp And what you're going to do is I kind of line up the center. Okay. And you're going to, I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a glare and I cannot see. I can't see. There we go. I promise you, when you're in your stamp room, you won't have these big old glaring lights interrupting your stamping. But yeah, we're going to line up the center, and then we're just going to put the berry burst. See how it's just kind of going around it? Okay, pretty and pink and berry burst, I think, are my new favorite color combination. I just love it. And if you struggle with color combination, remember, we here at Simply Simple Stamping, we do a color inspiration every Monday. And so you can go to Simply Simple Stamping, you'll get a little pop-up, and you can get added to my list, and you'll be able to get that. Now I want to show you something. Did you see how I kind of messed up there? I'm going to show you how to fix that. That's because Connie can't always talk and stamp at the same time. Not always my gift. Hey, that one worked. Okay, let's get this last one. Okay, now I want to show you how to fix that. Which one? Oh, it was this one. So let me clean my stamp again. We love to learn how to fix mistakes, right? We never want to start over. We just want to fix it. So I'm going to bring in that pretty and pink again. I was shooting the reel for this card. And yeah, I think I should have started with my berry burst. So there you go. Guys, start with your berry burst, not your pretty and pink. But do you see how you can easily go in and fix it? Yeah, easy, easy. Okay. So let's see. The last thing I want to do is stamp my happy birthday sentiment. We're going to do that in the berry burst. And then we've got a little more stamping I want to do on this. So I'm going to stamp happy birthday. Again, scrap. Love it. Okay, and on this one, I've got a happy birthday that I'm going to actually bring in my Misty Moonlight. I got to tell you, this is a color combination I don't think I ever would have thought about, but I kind of love it now. We just got to play sometimes. I'm going to, in Berry Burst, I'm going to say happiest birthday month. I know you people out there who celebrate the entire month. I love you guys. If we're going to celebrate, let's go ahead and celebrate big, right? Okay. A fabulous little center to our burst. And we're going to stamp those in Misty Moonlight. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it.
Hey, Connie.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, we have so many birthdays in July at my house. Maybe we could just make that card and just pass it around to everybody.
Sure. Because, if everybody signs it, then you're done.
I think so.
Right. And it says birthday month. So I'm with you. Good idea. That'll be the new thing. Guys, we've got this wonderful little set of stars. Now I'm going to stamp it off once because I want it to be a little bit lighter. So we're going to kind of fill in just around those bursts a little bit. And if you want, you can do the same thing right in here. Just kind of adds a little bit. Oh, how about one more? Right there. Okay. I love to make the inside of a card really fun. Friends, stamping is done. So we're going to put this card together. So I'm going to bring in my card base. Margie says, I can't believe it's the end of June already. I know. And then we're just hitting that really killer hot part of summer. Those 100-degree temps. In fact, Mr. Austin and I have been looking forward to going camping over the 4th of July. And now we're like, no, it's going to be in the hundreds. That does not sound like fun to me. Okay, I'm going to add some adhesive to my Berry Burst square. This is another one. This could be a rectangle. It could be anything. Just what you're going to want to do with those scraps is just kind of play around before you start adhering things down. So we're going to add that. I'm going to take my pretty and pink, and we're going to go a little Stampin' Dimensional happy here. I love dimension on a card. And let me tell you, this card, because we're using scraps, let's have some fun, right? Let's have some fun with with dimensionals. And my next card, I'm going to actually use an embossing folder just to give it a little something extra. So yeah, this is going to be such a fun card for you to get creative with. I'm going to take the Pretty in Pink with those dimensionals.
Real quick, I do have a sweet story. Catherine said, my birthday is in July and my granddaughter is expecting her first babies, twins, in July. So her first great-grandchildren will hopefully share a birthday month with her.
Oh, how sweet. Yeah, Christina was supposed to be a July 4th baby. July 24th.
That's okay. You were camping on the 4th of July.
I know. I was with Brenda. Brenda, you're muted.
We were, but you know what? We were close to hospitals. We knew where they were.
Well, except for when we literally, you guys, we were out hiking in Yellowstone. I am 9 months pregnant. I was nowhere near a hospital, but you know, that's fine.
Well, there's some in West.
Christina, you're fine. Deb says her birthday's July 24th too. Awesome.
Fun.
Happy birthday, Deb. A little early. Okay. So I want to show you what I did with this piece here. You notice I have dimensionals at the top and adhesive down here. This has dimensionals on it. So I didn't want, you know, a crooked. So I put my dimensionals up here to balance it. And so I'm going to lay this piece here. So, you know, I got a little berry burst peeking out there. I can add my starbursts. We'll add that here. Oh, here's another little tip. So if you have one that messed up, like this one, okay, not that it's bad, we'll be able to cover it up. So whichever one you're least happy with, we'll put that one up at the top. I'm going to take my happy birthday sentiment. So last week, I told you I was out of town. I was with the Creativate team, and we were doing some planning for upcoming retreats. Oh, by the way, guys, retreat registration starts on Friday. Did you know that? And if you like fun folds, if you register during early bird that first weekend, you'll get a fun fold tutorial collection. We'd love for you to have that. Anyway, I digress. We were talking about, what is this called? Is it called a sentiment or a greeting? And we've discovered that on top, on the front of the card, it is a greeting. On the inside, it is a sentiment. I've been calling this a sentiment forever, but I think we're going to start calling it a greeting. Let's see how long it takes me to switch gears and do that. All right. Can you guys see all the great dimension on this card? And what a fun way to use up some scraps. Let's add, I got to find, here we go, some of my favorite adhesives. These are the adhesive backed discs. Now they are super flat, super, super flat. So I love using these on a card. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. I'll just use this the little gummy end. And there's a berry burst one. And there's like a little kind of iridescent pink one. So these, I just thought it went so well with the colors that I used here. So easy, right? We love the sparkle. We've got great stuff on the inside. What do you think? Hope you guys like that one. My mom is here, and she says, talk about wind. Oklahoma City, a totally inland city. We had a hurricane earlier this week. Yeah. Torrential rain and 80 to 90 mile-an-hour winds. We did. Like I said, I lost everything on my front porch. It's shattered in a million pieces. So sad. Okay. You guys ready to make another one? Now we're going to move on to our masculine card. You're the best, plain and simple. And we've got, this is the Adventurous Sky stamp set. It's also got some matching designer series paper, right? We love to use that. So very little stamping on this one. And there is a die set that goes along with it. We're not using it today, but I wanted you guys to see this, especially if you're looking for the masculine stamp sets and dies. Guys, get this one before the end of June. Save that additional 10%. So a nice little 20% discount on your bundle. Okay.
Hey, Connie.
Yes.
When we saw the new catalog, remember how I gasped over this?
Yes.
Set? I love it. I cannot say enough how fun it is to work with.
Oh, good. You know, this is the first card I've made with it. So it is a new one for me. But yes, and I love the designer series paper.
I need to get
and
this
I need to start
bundle
playing.
because I need this bundle because my boyfriend is obsessed with biplanes.
Yes. And that's the other reason I knew I had to have it, because
Yeah.
I knew I could create some stuff for Matt with this one for sure. Okay. Misty Moonlight card base. All right. The measurements for all of this are exactly the same. Again, scraps, get creative. But instead of basic white on the inside, I'm going to use some smoky slate. And my layering colors are Night of Navy and Copper Clay, because it went so well. Look at that with the designer series paper. So let's go ahead and just add our designer series paper since it's here. Love this paper. It is gorgeous. Friends, you know, again, those masculine cards, I know they are so hard, but having that paper, it makes it so easy. All right, let's do some stamping. And I'm going to bring in, here's my grid paper. Now this stamp set is red rubber, so I don't necessarily need my mat. I'm going to tell you something. On your tutorial or your download, I said that I use Night of Navy ink. And you can use Night of Navy or Misty Moonlight. And I somehow forgot to grab my Night of Navy ink pad. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, but either one is going to work great. Okay, so we're not going to stress. We've got this fantastic, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's just a great decorative piece. I'm going to stamp all along my Misty Moonlight.
Connie?
Yeah.
It's actually like if you were flying above something geographically and you saw streets and roads.
Okay, then what are the little dots? Houses? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I kind of wondered if maybe that was it.
Yeah, I asked Mark and he and I kind of figured it out.
Gotcha. I'm going to kind of fill this in. And listen, it's not going to look great filled in, but most of this is going to get covered. So I'm not too worried about it looking sloppy on there. Let me set this off to the side. And I'm actually going to clean this stamp because I'm going to stamp it again now in some smoky slate. Again, we love to create a really nice inside of our card. So a little smoky slate here. And we're just going to put this on one side. So just down the side here a little bit. All right. Okay. Let's see. Next, let's do our copper clay. And I'm going to make this, whoops. Yes. Okay. I've got a plane. The plane. How many of you remember the plane? The plane. I've got a sentiment. You're the best, plain and simple. Again, just a scrap of some basic white.
We've had a couple people comment that they thought that stamp was the rivets on the metal of the plane. So I will go home tonight and show this card to Matt, and we'll get his official expert opinion on what they are.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be. You might be right. Okay. Yeah, we want to know. Do tell. Okay, I'm going to come back in with, where did my Misty Moonlight go? There we go. I accidentally closed it up. Let's go ahead and put a little sentiment on the inside, a sentiment on the inside, greeting on the outside. You always lift me up. All right, friends, that part of our stamping is done. But I'm going to do one more little thing. So this was the piece that was in Pretty and Pink, only we're going to put it here. I wanted to give it a little more oomph. I'm going to bring in a smoky slate, small blending brush. And you might need to get a little bit of this off. And I'm just going to hit the edges, okay? It kind of gives it a little bit of instant texture. You know what? That's a little dark. How about we flip it over? A little bit too dark. Oh, that's better. I love our magic two-sided paper. I can always come back and flip it over and make it a little bit better. So do you see how different that looks? Let me hold it up against that. See how much better it's looking? I don't know. It's just kind of, it's optional, but I sure liked just taking a little extra time to come in with a blending brush just to give that something. Okay, guys. My goodness. Guess what? It's time to put a card together. I'm going to go ahead and close up ink pad so I don't end up, putting my finger in it or something like I always do. So on the piece of Night of Navy, this is that 3x3. I'm going to bring in a brand new embossing folder, Dashing Designs, and hopefully you can see it. Let me bring in something dark. Does that make it a little bit better for you to see? It's a really fun one, and it was just kind of geometric-y. I think that's a word. So I'm going to emboss that. And again, just due to time, because we're running out of time, I did go ahead and emboss that for you. So let's put a card together. I'm going to go ahead and get this on the inside really quick. And, oh, this Misty Moonlight. You know what? I think it's just, oops. See, I can't talk and stamp and adhere. And it's too much. Either that or too much coffee. You guys know it's either too much coffee or not enough coffee for me, right? Okay. Now
there's never ever too much coffee.
Well, I got to tell you though, Brenda, my hands had the shakes today, so I don't know. I only had 1 cup, but I don't know what was going on. I was holding my camera, getting it set up, and I was like, what? So I don't know. Okay, we're going to adhere that over there just like we did before. Let's take this one. I want to make sure I've got the right one up since I flipped it over. Remember our happy dimensionals here. We're going to add those. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Margie did her treadmill this morning. Well, Margie, I wish I could say that I had done my exercise, but I don't know, maybe, in 1985 I did. I don't know. Good for you.
We've got someone else who's watching this live from her stationary bike.
Oh, have you seen those treadmills that go under your desk?
Yeah.
Maybe I need one of those. Can you see? Oh my gosh. Can you see me trying to do a live video, talk, stamp, treadmill all at the same time? Oh my goodness. That would be a hot mess for me. Okay. We're going to add this. Christina, Matt's birthday is October.
Yes. The day before Jenny's wedding. So no pressure. But
that's right. It is.
Don't forget that.
Jenny's wedding. Yeah. Matt was like, oh, I better make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. Remember, you want these dimensionals up at the top. Want to make sure let's have our planes flying upside down. Well, I don't know. It could. I don't think I will today. Hey, if you guys want a good documentary, it was on Netflix, I believe. And it was about the Blue Angels. Just do a search on Blue Angels documentary. It was fascinating. Loved every minute of it. Yeah. We loved to watch the Blue Angels. They used to come fly literally down our street whenever they were at Tinker Air Force Base. We lived nearby the Air Force Base, and yeah. So I absolutely love everything about the Blue Angels and the Thunderbird.
Oh, Connie.
What?
Your mother says some people's hands shake when they get old. Could that be the problem? Your
Mother?
mom?
She's man, Mom. You just come in here to roast me? I love her. It's okay. All right. Remember, our dimensionals go on either side of that greeting. We'll get it right. And that will just go at an angle. Now, this is the part that thrilled me. I got to find them. Where did they go? There they are. These are adhesive back test. I'm going to try that again. Adhesive backed texture dots. I'm going to zoom in because I want you guys to see these. Okay. Look at the texture going on in these things. Oh, they are so fun. And I just thought they were perfect for this card. Absolutely perfect for this card. So we've got 2 sizes. I'm going to take the big ones and put here. And you know what, Christina? This isn't a birthday card. It's just you're the best and you always lift me up. You could take this card home. You can tell Matt you made it. Okay, we'll tell
I
him.
definitely will, because I know he's not watching the live right now.
I'm pretty sure Matt is not watching.
He'll never know.
So we'll just fib just a little bit. But this would be a fun one. You know what? You could just like sit it in his car and he can find it when he goes to work, right? Okay, friends, that is a quick card. So let me bring in my first one. Scraps. Let's use those scraps. Let's create some amazing cards with scraps. I really want to encourage you to start digging through those and create some awesome cards. All right. So real quick reminder, 2 big things happening. So the end of the 10% off bundle. Oh, by the way, 10% off machines. We didn't mention that. The die cutting machine and then the mini machine, they are also 10% off. Woo! Who wouldn't want to save 10% on that big old machine? And you know, we love to use our die cutting machine here on Simply Simple Stamping here on the channel. So remember that. And then Friday, be sure to register for the Creative 8 Summer Retreat. Fantastic ideas. It's all online. And everything at the top of the hour, you'll get a brand new video live from the Creative 8 team. We're going to be creating some amazing stuff all weekend long, starting Friday night and Saturday. That'll be July 26th and 27th. Don't worry if you're out of town or something that weekend, because you'll always have access to these videos. You can participate whenever you want, but we'll be doing it live for you on the 26th and 27th of July. And you're going to want to register early so you can get that early bird Funfold tutorial collection. All right. Okay, friends. That's all for me. Thank you, Brenda, Christina. Thank you guys for helping me out. And everybody, and even my mom. Thanks, Mom. Love you, Mom. We appreciate you guys joining us. Go create something with those scraps, but more importantly, send it to a friend. All right. I love you guys. Can't wait to stamp with you next time. See ya. Bye-bye.